So you want to know how to unlock the ARCLIGHT camo for the ARC, I guess the ARC M1 launcher in Black Ops 7 Zombies. I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to get this done. If you enjoy this one, leave a like, subscribe for more. Check out all the other content down in the description below. Nintendo channel, live streams, Twitch, TikTok, all that stuff, Twitter, whatever. You can check that out if you're interested. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump straight into this. Don't want to waste your guys' time. A few things I'm going to say right out of the gate. Number one is don't expect this to be like some super simple, like, you know, this is going to be the easiest thing ever, and it's, you know, it's not going to be a headache, and it's not going to make you want to absolutely delete the game. Like, you're going to want to delete the game. I'm going to be honest. You're going to want to delete the game multiple times, and maybe you should delete the game, go take a walk, and then maybe reinstall the game and try it again after that. I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead. So a couple things to note is you could do this in core. You'd have a little bit of extra health. But the thing is about hardcore is that if you get two guys that are really close to each other, you could technically get a one-shot 2 kills. Now the double kills could also work with shooting 2 shots in a row as long as the charge is for this thing. You can actually charge it up and then a second time if you do it right away. You cannot reload in between because that would take way too much time. So you get 3 shots. You got to make sure that you at least have 2 shots. If you miss your first shot, you don't have to reload yet. You have 2 more shots you can at least take, or you can reload right away. It's up to you. One of the things that I was doing is using stuns and flashes. I was trying to test both out. I don't know. Did they help that much? Maybe at times. Again, it's kind of hard, right? Like, it's hard to say. The other thing is the game modes. I was playing a lot of hardpoint. I think hardpoint is kind of a sure bet thing because there's one particular point that everybody's going to be going to, right? If you're playing something like domination, there's 3 points. If you're playing, I don't know, whatever else, right? People are moving around a little bit more, right? So overload or whatever it's called. I mean, everybody's kind of moving around the map. But hardpoint, most people are going to be kind of going to that one zone. Again, you're going to have a few stragglers, kind of people running around on the outskirts trying to get camos, and they don't really care about the OBJ. That will happen. But out of all the game modes, it seems hardpoint is probably going to be your best bet. So for me, I was doing mostly hardcore hardpoint. Again, you can see a couple clips up on screen. I was able to capture a couple clips, not all of them. You're going to see probably a couple fails as well along the way. But again, it's really tricky, but you just got to keep at it. It did take me a couple hours to do, I'll be honest. And you need to do this, what is it, double kills? I think it was, yeah, 10 times. So 10 double kills or better. You can get a triple kill if you want. And again, some of the kills that I got, you know, 2 guys were close together and it counted because, again, if you are obviously familiar with this launcher by now, it shoots a kind of singular laser beam, and it takes a little bit long to charge. If the charge was slightly lower, like half a second lower, this camo would probably be just a little bit more easy to get. It wouldn't be such a headache. But anyways, the point is, that's kind of my best bet is go through hardcore. Again, hardcore is a little bit iffy because, yeah, you're going to get killed more easily. But, and again, the other thing about core is that you're not always getting a one-shot. Most of the time, you can still get a one-shot. I was trying it out a little bit, but sometimes you're not going to get a one-shot. You'll have, like, you know, 5% health left or something like that, right? So it's not a guarantee. So hardcore is probably going to be your best bet. Try to camp in kind of corners, get in kind of areas that maybe people are not going to look at as much, but gives you a little bit of an angle. You know, obviously you know the maps, things like that. So I don't know. That's kind of my best tips and tricks for you guys. Again, there's no kind of, you know, secret, you know, sauce method to this, but there's a couple tips and tricks that maybe help you guys out. Maybe you already knew all this. If you didn't, though, maybe this is something that helps you guys out. If you have any additional tips and tricks, you guys can let us know in the comments below. But again, for my testing, that was kind of the best bet, is just stick with it and try to kind of really be quick, right? Because if you get that first kill, this is the last thing I'll say. If you get that first kill, then you're going to want to get that second kill, obviously, very quickly. And sometimes it's just like blind firing. There's been times where I'm just like, okay, there's certain corners where I know people might be, or they might turn around the corner if you can kind of get a sense of where the spawns are at and stuff. And so if I don't see anyone on the map really quick, within, you know, a split second of getting that first kill, then sometimes I'll just kind of take like a pot shot in some direction and towards some corner where I'm hoping some guy's going to just turn the corner or peek his head. It's worked a couple times, but it's not always a sure bet thing. So again, that's just kind of the gist of it. Like, that's why I said hardcore, you can kind of get a sense of, hey, there's going to be people there. The other thing is maybe try flanking them. You know, if you can get around on the flank secretly on the hard point, right? But obviously be careful, because then you might end up getting killed by them, because you might have them spawning behind you, like kind of, you know what I mean? Like you'll be sandwiched in between them. You'll have like some of the guys backs to you, but then your back will be to some of them that are just kind of respawning, if that makes sense. So be careful about that. So I don't know, those are my tips and tricks to get it done. You know, I'm not going to do like a camo guide for every single weapon, but some of the ones that I think are a little bit trickier, I'll try to bring you guys a guide, a little kind of tips and tricks video to get it done a little bit easier to get you guys through this with hopefully a little bit less of a headache. So if you have any other videos you would like to see from me here on the channel, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe for more. And again, check out all the other stuff down in the description below. Nintendo channel, if you're into that, we do a lot of stuff over there. Covered a bunch of Pokemon Legends ZA videos recently and stream over on, you know, Twitch and TikTok and Twitter and Instagram, whatever. You check it out. Thanks for watching. Till the next one. Game on. Catch you guys later.